You're watching Experience Comic Culture and Sales, streaming live daily to Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter.
Oh, I am live. There we go. I'm hitting thumbs up on my phone.
I love how you had to watch one of the most awkward Super Bowl commercials before you could hit thumbs up.
I know, right? I actually didn't see that commercial. By the way, the Super Bowl commercials this year were mostly worse than ever.
Oh, there were some great ones
seriously.
that were like movie parodies, but Anna Faris pretending she's Eve from the Garden of Eden to sell avocados, strange fit.
That was actually one of the terrible ones, as was the Ben Stiller one.
Yeah, that one wasn't good. But did you see the Paramount Plus commercial that was just a giant cliffhanger commercial?
I did, and it was neat. That was one. That was okay. But you know, Super Bowl used to be all about like forward thinking, great commercials. You either got terrible ones these days, or you got all throwbacks. I mean, even the one from Caddyshack was kind of cool, but you're sitting there going, nothing original, you know? It's like, where's the originality that you used to have, you know? Like that Mercedes commercial with Willem Dafoe being the devil. Like, that was great many years ago. Look at what West... See, that's what Amy wrote. Put that back up. See what Wes Steffen just wrote. That's what Amy wrote. Put the whole thing. That's what should be up there. And by the way, Amy, thanks. You probably emailed that to Wes, didn't you? Anyway. Great minds think alike. Oh, Amy says great minds think alike. All right. Let's do this, guys. First of all, thank you for being here. It's Friday night. You could be doing anything, but you're here with us. So I'll start off by saying, please hit that thumbs up if you're on YouTube. If you're on Facebook, thumbs up or hearts are good. If you're on Twitter, heart again. But if you are on Twitch, smash that Android, but do not hurt your computer. I'm going to move this over a little. Actually, I could hide my face, which would probably make more people happy. No matter what. You know what it is? I'm just too overweight. My stomach blocks everything. Anyway, claim Jim Starlin. Love it. And Jay Burns is in the house too. So Tam D, yes, Tariq, Starlin. We were going to do 5 giveaways tonight. And then I think it was Marcus. Of course it was Marcus. I think Marcus said we should do 6 giveaways for the 6 gems. So Amy and I upped the ante. We're going to do a Dreadstar original graphic novel giveaway from Jim's private collection.
These are the biggest giveaways we've ever had easily.
Amy wants to chime in. Go ahead.
I just said it.
Oh, she said that these are the biggest giveaways we've ever done. 2 sets of Dreadstar 40th anniversary trading cards with 1 card signed by Jim and H. We are going to do a timeless CGC graded book because of Ant-Man and Wasp. We will have a Shang-Chi commissioned cover art by Joe Del Beato and Mariano Nicieza. You may as well do 7 giveaways if we're up to 6. That's cute. And a Silver Surfer 47, also from Jim's private collection. So if you guys thought I was excited, how excited were you, Amy, when we first announced Jim?
I was like, I asked, yeah, how'd that happen?
That was her first question. How did that happen? And I said, we got lucky. We just got lucky. So the Dreadstar book is already signed. It's from his personal collection. Signature's right there. So Now, just to be clear, we have created a new system well, it's not really a system, but because we're doing the $1,500 subscriber giveaway when we get to 1,500 subscribers, we have decided that you can only win once every 30 days. So if you won in the last 29 days, forgive us, but we will have to give someone else a chance. We're going to give the 3 Dreadstar giveaways when Jim's on the air after the build-up, after we talk to him. And we will do the last 3 giveaways at the end of the night. So this is really, really exciting. I will show one thing, and these are not for sale tonight because I thought you guys would appreciate Stanley. We have Amy. Do we have any Kang art?
Do we have Kang art?
Do we have Kang art, which we'll get to. But I didn't want to offer this tonight because I would show it since Jim's here. We'll save this for another night. But we have some Thanos versus Hulk art that I picked up from Jim a bit ago that we'll offer in future shows. But I just thought I would show everybody with Jim here, so many Jim fans. So I bought a considerable amount of pages from Jim through his art rep, Spencer Beck of the Artist Choice. So these will be coming on the air in the near future. But tonight, Jim's appearance is about Jim and Dreadstar and you, the fans. So I'm not going to try and mix in sales of Jim's art, but I thought you guys would love to see it. So Ronald's wife is taking. Okay, you know what? The giveaway? That's the giveaway. Hashtag screw Nick. Okay, wait. Everybody, do you want the giveaway to be hashtag screw Nick or hashtag Jim Starlin rules? I think it should be hashtag Jim Starlin rules. There is some Jim Starlin Captain America. We'll talk one day, Alberto. We will have a conversation. Check out this page. Hulk going to attack Thanos and Thanos knocking him back. Death of Captain Marvel. I think there was Murdoch said, screw that. I like Nick. So check it out. Dreadstar rules. Yes. Take off the question mark. I love that. Hashtag Dreadstar rules. Let's make this about Jim and Dreadstar. Starlin wants Nick to wear red pants. I don't think Starlin wants me to wear red pants. Not even Amy wants that. All right. One last thing to show Alberto because he and I were emailing about this. Amy, do you want to open this for me real quick? I got something to show Alberto. All right. So we did have one page of Jim Starlin up for sale, so we kept this on the air. Strange Adventures number 5, page 15 from 2009. This is a $700 page. You've got Adam Strange. You've got the Weird. It's a really beautiful page. I think we're going to do it for $600, but let's do it for $500. So this is the only Jim Starlin page for sale tonight. I want to get it out of the way early. So
I'm just checking
that's
something.
It. Alberto, here you go, man. This is what it looks like in person. So I thought I would show you. And believe it or not, bigger than my mouth.
Could you say it one more time for me, Nick? I was trying to do the giveaway at the same time.
Sure. We are doing the Mystery in Space page by Jim Starlin, Al Milgram. We were going to do this it's a $700 page. We were going to do it for $600, but you know what? With Jim here, we're going to bring it down to $500. Thanks, Alberto. I appreciate that. Oh, did this get claimed already? Okay. All right, Comic Art Boston. Got a claim already. I lowered it.
Page?
Yeah, I lowered it to 500, Amy. All right, 9 minutes, guys. 9 minutes to the man, and I am going. Everybody, if you can afford it, Jay, what's the Kickstarter at right now, Jay? What's it at? What do you got it at?
It is at 48,016.
All right.
6 days to go.
If tonight, if you can afford it, and you can back Jim's Kickstarter, I would love for the comic art and the experience community to get Jim to 50,000. Can we get Jim another less than $2,000 to get him to 50,000? I have not asked for anything this hard before, this forward to ask for people to back something. It would mean the world to me if you would back it for Jim, because Jim is one of the greatest creators our industry's ever had. And pin this to the chat, Jay. Do you know how to pin it to the chat?
No, I don't.
Okay, well then just pop it up every few minutes, okay?
Okay.
All right, so if everybody can please open up a second tab. Tom Hutchinson, how are you? If everybody can please pop up a second tab and back the Jim Starlin Kickstarter, it really would mean a lot to me. I would love to see us get Jim to 50,000 if we can. It would be fantastic, and I will love you all for it. I really, really want to back Jim on this. Dave Cerrone says he backed it on day one. Nice. You the man. Ian Saint backed it, and he's backing it now. It's his third time. Thank you, Ian. All right. So for those of you who tuned in a little bit late, just to wrap it back up, we are doing 6 giveaways tonight for the 6 gems. After Jim's on the air for a little bit, we'll do 2 Dreadstar 40th anniversary trading card giveaways, 1 Dreadstar original graphic novel from Jim's private file giveaways, and then at the end of the show, we are going to do, in honor of Ant-Man and Wasp, Timeless giveaway, but also in honor of Jim, Shang-Chi giveaway, and Silver Surfer 47. And the Silver Surfer 47 is also from Jim's private collection with a certificate of authenticity from the Artist Choice Spencer Beck. So, Stanley, this will end up being a longer show with Jim here and with my big mouth here. So, all right. Everybody wants Kang. All right, let's do 2 things first. First, the page that will make Nick cry. Color guide to Crisis number 8. Amy voted for me to cry. Marcus voted for me to cry. A few people voted for me to cry. So I'm too jazzed up to cry right now. But this is $150. So Nick's personal collection color guide, Crisis number 8. My favorite all-time comic. We're doing it tonight for $150. Mr. Red Jack? Amy ordered, what did you have, KFC?
Yeah.
I already got the pizza, baby. I already got the pizza. So, Ian Saint, I was trying to be nice. Oh, who are you trying to be nice to, Ian? All right, let's see. All right, we're getting some stuff. Did everybody hit that thumbs up on YouTube? Ooh, I did. Wow, I hit thumbs up on my phone, but not on my computer. All right, let's do a little bit of... The color guide is amazing, man. My favorite all-time comic. This is one of my favorite comics. Crisis number 8 is my favorite all-time comics. Oh, Ian didn't want me to be crying. Thank you, Ian. It's good to have a friend. All right, let's get to, you know what? Let's do all the Kang art. We've got a lot of Kang art. So we'll do the Kang art, and then we'll do this after Jim. By the way, Alberto, we got a Weapon X page by Ron Garney with Captain America on it that we'll get to. That's right. He does not need to try. He is nice. All right. So, Avengers. Let's see. Which one is this? Number 54, page 17. Wait. Number 54, page 17. Is there a 54, page 17? Oh, yeah. All right. Kieran Dwyer, Rick Remender. I think this is the Kurt Busiek run. $600. Tonight, $450. So check it out. You've got the two Kangs. Amy, what you were really looking into this page. So this is Kang with the clone of Kang that he ends up killing.
Pretty sure.
Okay. So this is available tonight. Yeah, Dwyer, we were talking about this. Look, Marcus will make fun of me as I say this, which is what he does. Hey, you did the pledge on Kickstarter. Awesome, Alberto. Thank you. The only thing you kind of missed, good. We got 70 people just on YouTube, plus everybody on Twitch, Facebook, and Jesus, I'm terrible at this. Twitch, Facebook, and blah, 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 Twitter. A few people on Twitter. So nice. Another $90 pop. Dwayne's a pain. All right. So we will have a Ron Garney Weapon X page with Captain America on it. Dreadstar. Random is Key TV. I'm going to have Jim explain it. There is no cosmic Odyssey art. That is all with Anthony and Mike. All right, this is what we're going to do because we're going to have some fun tonight. All right, we're actually going to make this $375. So I'm going to drop it another $75. So if anybody is interested in this page, it is now $375, and you've got two Kangs. Thank you, Lars, man, making it to 60. All right.
Which page was that again?
5417. So Amy's the boss. She's got everything on track.
Amy at 375.
Yeah, 375. All right. So this is what. Listen, everybody. Jim's Kickstarter has 6 days left. So if you haven't backed it and you have the money, I would love for you to back it. So. You know what? Instead of talking about original art, I wonder who wrote Cosmic Odyssey. Instead of talking about original art, you know what? Let's go straight to talking about Jim. So I would normally say here's a man who needs no introduction, and it is a man who needs no introduction. But for those of you who don't know, since someone asked for information about Dreadstar, here's the deal, all right? 50 years ago, Jim Starlin burst into the comics market. And this is a man who I have said before, and I mean this. You guys have heard me say this. In my mind, he is arguably the third most important person in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. You have Stan Lee, you have Jack Kirby, you have Jim Starlin. You have all the characters that Stan and Jack created and then other people created and defined. But in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, the big bad ended up being Thanos up until Avengers Endgame. And Avengers Endgame and the Infinity Stones all came from Infinity Gauntlet and the Infinity Trilogy. And you've got Gamora, and you've got Drax the Destroyer, and you've got this great tapestry that Jim Starlin created with the Infinity Trilogy, and he worked with great artists. And you could not have that story, that foundation, that $18 billion in movie sales without Stan, Jack, and Jim. But it doesn't even stop there. Phase 3, 4, 5, you've got Shang-Chi. Jim co-created Shang-Chi. You've got Pip the Troll coming up. We've seen him. We've got Warlock coming, and while Jim didn't create Warlock, he defined Warlock. You would not have Warlock without Jim Starlin. You have characters in Doctor Strange, the features that Jim Starlin created. There is not one Marvel. There are very few Marvel movies that don't have Jim's DNA in it. I can't say there isn't one. I'm sure there are, but Pip Patrol. the 18 billion Murdoch, that was just up until Avengers Endgame, if I remember correctly. So we'll see if Jim wants to do movie cameos. Amy, you were going to say something, or?
I'm reading the comments.
Oh, okay.
Jim should. He should. That'd be cool.
He should. So when you think about this body of work, and Jim was a trendsetter. Look, not only is he a great writer artist, not only was he one of the first writer artists in the industry and one of the best ones, he has a career that has spanned 50 years. None of us will ever have the level of success, and this is no disrespect to any of us, but the level of the level of success that Jim has had, it's rarefied air. And he has touched so many people. And look at all the creators. Not only is he one of the best writer artists in the industry today, but he's worked with the best. He's had many series with Bernie Wrightson. He worked with Mike Mignola, Cosmic Odyssey, as we keep going. Gabe Perino says 48,506 climbing if he's talking about the movie grosses. Alberto, just bring the man on. All right, I'm going to shut up in a second, okay? I will bring Jim on in a second. He's worked with some of the best of the best. Again, George Perez, as I said, Bernie Wrightson on many series, Mike Mignola. There are so many great artists that have worked with Jim. Jim created the first Marvel graphic novel with the death of Captain Marvel. It was so successful that Marvel worked with him to create another graphic novel in 1982. Jim will correct me if I'm wrong on the date. 1982, he created the Dreadstar graphic novel. He wrote it and drew it, and I think he may have painted it. And he then had an incredible series that came out from Epic Comics, which eventually moved to First Comics. Dreadstar is his baby. He's been working in comics for 50 years. Dreadstar is 40 years old. Again, one of the greatest creators there. I need a veggie break. And yes, Death of Captain Marvel was a complete masterpiece. And it launched, think about that. Death of Captain Marvel launched an entire graphic novel line for Marvel. It would not have been there if that book was not successful. So without further ado, and because people are tired of hearing my voice, let's bring the man himself in, Jim Starlin.
Hello there. How you doing, Nick?
Doing good. How are you doing? Thank you for being here.
My head is inflating from your introduction. I only have one exception to it. In your numbering, I should come in as 4. You forgot
Okay.
Steve. Steve's ahead of me on this one. Spider-Man, Doctor Strange. You can't beat Spider-Man.
You're right about that. You know what it is? Amy, what's the word?
I wish
I associated Spider-Man more with Sony than with Marvel. So okay. That's why. So, but you're right. And then we have Doctor Strange, and we wouldn't. You're right. So we'll put Jim at number 4.
I'm fine with 4.
He's gracious. So that's awesome. Randomist Key TV wanted to know what Dreadstar is about. We're hyping up Dreadstar. I'm asking everybody, please, if you can afford it, back the Dreadstar Kickstarter. Jay, put the link back up on all 3 platforms so everybody can see it. If you can back this Kickstarter, it would be fantastic. This is Jim's most personal book. This is, I think, his 3rd Kickstarter with Dreadstar. Let's get this up there. Let's make it great. Dreadstar versus the Inevitable. Jim, talk a little bit about Dreadstar, because Randomist Key and a few others were asking what it's about.
Okay, Dreadstar is an anarchist without a second act. He's very good at overthrowing corrupt governments. He has a magic sword that protects him, absorbs energy, shoots energy, cuts through anything, the ones you get at Home Depot. And he's with a crew of misfits, Willow is a cybernetic telepath. She can read minds and computers. Eddie, who is a cat man, his best friend. Teuton, weighs about that much and is a simpleton with incredible strength and tracking powers, and has various other characters coming in. Dreadstar versus the Inevitable is our second graphic novel in this series of graphic novels. We're doing 5 of them. This is our pandemic book. It's not a disease book, but it's about what we all had to learn from going through the quarantine, and that is that there are certain things that are inevitable, unavoidable, and things that you have to work with and work around. And that's what basically this story is. We also, if you've looked over my shoulder, we see we have the Lord Papal in here too. He's always fun. He's a nasty character who I enjoy almost as much as I do Thanos.
Well, and going back to the history, and one of the posters asked, by the way, don't forget to hit that thumbs up. One of the posters asked where to start with Dreadstar, and I'll say this: start with the new one. You could go back. These stories are timeless. They are incredible. You know, the most well-known first creator-owned writer-artist was Will Eisner.
Yeah.
And he really paved the way. But once we got into the 80s, the 3 people that paved the way for creator-owned comics and that really helped build that as a breakout for the industry and created characters that had lasting power that really just broke the mold. They were Dave Sim, Cerebus, Howard Chaykin, Another Giant, American Flag, and Jim Starlin with Dreadstar. They proved Cerebus did it on his own. Sim self-published. Howard did it at First Comics, and Jim started off at Epic Comics. And they just, what you have to understand, and I'm an old man. I've seen more than most. Yeah, but you're younger at heart, and you're healthier than I'll ever be. So. And you're creative. You have a huge body of work. All I do is talk. So at the time, comics were like 50 cents and then 60, 65, 75.
I go back to a dime.
Huh?
I go back to a dime when I first started.
Well, yeah. But when they were 50 cents, here's the thing. When comics were 50 cents and 60 cents and 65 and eventually 75, you were putting out Dreadstar as a Baxter book at $1.50. And it was still one of the most successful books out in the market. The paper was better, the coloring was better, and it really carried your stories. I mean, no disrespect to the graphic novel. The graphic novel actually was on better paper as well. I mean, let me ask you this question, because here's a question I've never asked you. When you pitched The Death of Captain Marvel as a graphic novel, was that easy or hard, or how was that process? Do you remember?
I went through about 4 or 5 plots beforehand where he died heroically in some explosion or some nonsense like that. And I went, well, this has been done before. And when I finally came up with the cancer story, because my own father had passed away like a year before of cancer, I sent it in, and according to what I hear, just about every assistant editor up there hated it. And it was only Jim Shooter who finally said, hey, we're going to go with it.
Wow.
And, I'm so glad he did. I owe Jim for that alone for quite a bit.
And what about turning it into a graphic novel instead of a periodical? How was that?
It was always supposed to be a graphic novel. They approached me to do the first graphic novel, and that book you're holding, Dreadstar, was part of the deal. I agreed to do The Death of Captain Marvel if I could do the Death of Dreadstar directly afterwards.
That's awesome. So,
I pushed my way into the graphic novel lineup.
Well, you push your way into it, and you push the industry forward. I mean, you blatantly, bluntly, everything. You just pushed it forward, which is something you've done your entire career.
It was kind of nice in retrospect, but most of the time when you start off on something first off in any business, it's a real clusterfuck. I'm sorry, but that's
okay.
That's how
I
these
think-
things usually work to start off with.
I think you're saying it. YouTube's okay with it. If I said it, we'd be delisted. But going back to this, you're, as I've said before, you're one of the best writer artists in the industry, and that's just hands down. But you've also worked with some of the great creators, not only as artists that you worked with. I mean, what a relationship with Bernie Wrightson that you had. I mean, you had an incredible relationship with him.
Well, it's lucky we were only a couple miles away.
Well, that helps. That helps.
The secret of working with Bernie was you had to go over once a week and take a look at the stuff and fire him up, or he would lose interest, no matter what the topic was. So Ron Mars and I, for a long time, were the only people working with him as writers because we lived nearby.
Well, whatever works. You didn't sit there just waiting. You knew what you had to do. Tom McDonald says he loved Batman the Cult. Yeah, man, that was incredible. But you've inked yourself, which rules, and you had a long relationship with Al Milgrom, and now the inker you're working with the most is Jamie Jameson, and she's really complimenting your work.
We're having a great time working together. She's just finished off the book behind me and is in the midst of starting up the next book, which is Dreadstar versus Dreadstar.
Nice. And we're up
with verses for a while.
Nice. And we're up another $636. We're at $48,636 so far. Come on, guys. Let's get him up to 50,000. Nothing would be more awesome than Jim hitting 50,000 by the end of this show. So here's the one thing I'll say also when it comes to this. So someone that asked, I don't remember whom, I apologize. Where do you start with Dreadstar? Start now. Start with Versus the Inevitable. Pick it up. You can pick up the back issues. We
have, as an extra feature on the Kickstarter, you can get a soft cover edition of Dreadstar Returns, which I specifically designed to be an entry-level book.
Okay.
So that anyone who picked it up could say, oh, okay, I can understand what's going on.
Then pick up the affordable trade paperback as part of it.
Yeah, and it's going to be a 5-issue collection. It's Versus the Inevitable is the second one, versus Dreadstars, and then versus Omnipotence, which I finally came up with the title the other day, is the fourth one. Have no title for the fifth one yet.
You've got time. But guys, that's the key that Jim just said. He's got a trade paperback on the first volume. He said that the second volume is complete. If you support this, it allows him to continue to do these. It allows him to have the freedom that he's enjoying. He is self-publishing again, and he is succeeding. He beat his goal. But let's get it even higher. Let's show the love. Again, I know that
eating into my budget again.
Well, that's the whole thing. I mean, it's not like Jim's going to make this. Okay, Alberto said that's the pledge he did. Dreadstar Returns and Dreadstar versus the Inevitable. Alberto pledged on both. Awesome. But this is the thing. You know that he is going to give you his all. And if you've read any of Jim's books, if you're like me, I've had 40 plus years of enjoying Jim's work. 40 plus years. And, some of you maybe as much, some of you less. The key here is that this is honestly a small way for us to thank Jim for everything he's brought to us. And again, we were talking about the Marvel Cinematic Universe and how, I said third most important, Jim said fourth, someone else chimed in and said tied for third. So everybody has definitely an opinion on this.
But I haven't been pushed back to fifth.
Right. I don't think you will be anytime soon at all. So can we have a call in to?
I don't know. Don Heck is coming up strong.
Oh my God! Did you see what Dave Cerrone wrote? Can we have a call in to kill or save Odie? Death in the family.
Steady, like an
Death
Oedipus.
in the family. Guys, I'm old enough that I read Dreadstar when Epic was publishing it. You and me both, Chris. You and me both. But think about this. Even the death of Jason Todd. I mean, they did this incredible event where the fans got to decide whether he lived or died, and Jim wrote it. Aparo did the interiors, and it's funny. And I asked Mike Mignola once. I was like, "How'd you get to do the covers for that?" He's like, "Believe it or not, Nick, I was just walking in the hallways, and Denny O'Neil stopped me and asked me if I had time for some covers for something special they were doing," and he said yes. So
I love those covers. They're the easiest ones to autograph. He leaves such nice negative space.
Oh man, that's great. Now, I'm going to keep harping on this because I want everybody who can afford to. Obviously, if you can't afford it, you can't, and we don't want you to. But please back this Kickstarter if you can. It would rock. We've got 80 people watching. If just 15 people can back it at around the new hardcover and the trade paperback, we can get Jim to $50,000 tonight.
Did you run the pages that I sent over earlier?
What'd you say?
Did you run the pages that I sent over earlier?
No, those are going to come up in a second. But Naughty or Nice just said, please donate because Nick's been talking so long, inflation went up 2%. So I guess I can really run it long. I tell you what, though, let's show all the art. Let's show the art. Jay, you got it ready? Let's do it now. Let's not wait. Look at how
this
gorgeous
is actually the cover for the soft cover edition when it comes out. But this is for the inevitable. The hardcover's got a different cover on it.
Let's keep it going. Check it out.
This is the first one. I had such fun coloring this thing.
That's right. You colored it as well. You wrote it, drew it, Jamie inked it, and you colored it.
On it. I mean, she just did a beautiful job. This is one of my favorite pages. And now here's what's going to sell the book: the sex scene.
It helps. It helps. It usually
hurt.
does.
It was probably going to get you kicked off YouTube also, but
you know what? I think we've got enough coverage. I think.
They're pretty tasteful.
And when they have words on it, the pictures even look better. As you notice, there's a bit of negative space in some of these.
Yeah, but it makes it more powerful. The page is more powerful.
Well, I fill up a lot of that negative space with dialogue and that. So it balances things out. I sort of try and design it where the balloons are as they're going along. I think always it works a better picture with the balloons in it than it does without.
It does. And I want to just show everybody because we're giving away 6 items tonight. But while you're on the air, we're going to give away 3 Dreadstar related items, including this one from your personal collection. I just want to show you. Today, this is normal paper for comics. But in 1982, check it out.
Well, these were all painted on colored paper. This wasn't done on white paper, especially when you get into a later sequence in that book where there has some surrealistic stuff going on. I was actually grabbing Japanese decorative paper and using that as the background and painting on top of that.
Wow.
So, there was a lot of experimentation going on in that book.
How long did it take you to paint this back then? Do you remember?
Honestly, too long, much too long. As soon as the series came out, went right back to black and white pen and ink work. I think every page took about 3 days.
Nice.
I was starving.
Listen, and again, very smart, making it part of the deal with Marvel that they had to publish this once they published Death of Captain Marvel. And again, here's the one other thing that I think people don't think about because I don't know. You have to be old like me, an old fan, but you did both parts of life in to a degree. You did the Death of Captain Marvel, which again, the way you had Thanos come in and say you need to die a hero, the way you had the Kree Skrulls, some of his villains show up to send off a valiant warrior. I got to tell you, even thinking about it, talking about it, I'm getting goosebumps again. That graphic novel was so meaningful. Tom McDonald just pledged. Awesome. We're at 48,666. Come on, guys. $1,334 more to get Jim to 50,000. Let's please get Jim to $50,000. But then you did Metamorphosis, the beginning of Dreadstar. So you went from the death of one of the greatest heroes in the Marvel universe, and you made it work from Captain Marvel 35, right? Is that when it was? So you told this tale years later, but you tied it back into an issue of the actual series. I'm going to add one more thing real quick, and I really am going to shut up and just say, everybody, please pledge and let Jim talk again. Here's the thing. Warlock was canceled. It was a canceled series from Marvel. Gil Kane and Tom Sutton drew the first 6 issues, if I remember.
Beautiful work, yeah.
When Jim put Warlock in Strange Tales, which I think he may have followed Doctor Strange, but I can't remember 100%. But
it was a Doctor Strange reprint, yeah.
Okay, it was Doctor Strange reprints. When he did Strange Tales, sales shot up so much, Marvel brought Warlock back under Jim's guidance. So that tells you just how far back his great writing and art goes, that foundation that he's built that we all still enjoy today. So we're going to give this away, one of our giveaways. Plus,
interesting thing about that is that Warlock got canceled as soon as I got done with it off it because they ran out of paper up in Canada. And so I think it was Killraven, Warlock, and I think it was Luke Cage all got canceled because they had no paper to print it on.
Wow.
And so it becoming part of the Marvel universe and the movies and all that is kind of funny because it comes from a canceled book.
That's crazy.
That is crazy. That is.
Ran out of paper. Oh, too bad. You got to cancel it. That's
pick,
nuts.
You got to pick which ones to keep.
For much more ridiculous reasons than that.
So let's see. What are we up to? Anybody else pledge? Please. I never ask you guys to hit anything like this. I really, really, really want this to be a huge success for Jim. I think we're like $14, $15, $90 pledges away. If you can afford it, if you can only afford the reprint of the first graphic novel or some of the lower pledges, everything helps.
Stanley has a great question.
Who does?
In the comments, Stanley had a great question. Who is the artist who had the most influence on you?
Oh, yeah. Jack Kirby and Steve Ditko. Those were my 2 gods when I was a kid. I mean, there were others like Joe Kubert and John Buscema and Gil Kane, a number of different folks. But Jack and everything I built up from a foundation of reading Spider-Man and Thor and Fantastic Four, those kind of books. Yeah.
And you just went straight into the cosmic. It was just the one thing you excelled at. So
that's really no good for anything else. I'm unemployable if it wasn't for this damn business.
ETI 313 asked whether or not Infantino was any influence on you.
Yes, I love the design work he did on the Flash and Doctor Strange, or Adam Strange rather. Carmine and Murphy Anderson on Adam Strange was one of my favorite books to look at when I was a kid in the back of the station wagon driving up to upstate Michigan to, do the vacations. I lived on those books.
And I know that this has come up a few times, but I think that part of it is Al retired or semi-retired, and part of it is just, creators move on with new creators. Rubens asked why Al wasn't inking Dreadstar. And I don't think Al inked that much of Dreadstar. When you did it with Epic, that was all you. And just like anything else,
Dreadstar along the way. But the reason Jamie is working on Dreadstar as the inker is she actually pushed me back into drawing. She was bugging me at conventions for Dr. Doom, not Thanos. She wanted goddamn Dr. Doom. And just to get her out of my head, out of my face, I sat down one night after a convention and drew the thing. And after 3 years of squeezing rubber balls and soaking my hands in ice and having them cramp up every time I grabbed the pencil, I didn't cramp up that night. And so later on, she was working with Keith Giffen as an inker, and Keith didn't show up at a convention, and I had some drawings that I had done pencils of to try to sell at the convention, and she had nothing to do. She was at the table next to me, and I said, hey, try these. And I liked them, and the next thing we knew, we were doing a Metal Men cover for DC, and going on from there.
And
she works on my stuff, what can I tell you?
And she's doing a great job. She's a fan who really compliments your art. The one thing people may not know is what happened was Jim had one of those soda makers where the water, the carbonation, you make the soda, and it exploded on him, and it hurt his drawing hand. So when Jim was talking about squeezing the rubber ball to get the strength back in his hand, that was
for a while.
Yeah. So that's why Jamie pushing him to do art again was so important. Stanley wants to know, did you like working with George?
Yes, I didn't know George all that well, and we didn't actually see each other at all while we were working on it. That's not uncommon in this business. My whole run on Batman with Jim Aparo, I didn't meet him until years later.
Yeah,
I just told a story that Jack Kirby and Joe Sinnott worked together for 14 years before they ever met each other. So, you live in different parts of the country. They have FedEx, so sometimes you just don't connect up. But I got to know George, in recent years much better. A very nice gentleman.
Well, also it was a different time. I mean, most people today live in a time where there's a lot of conventions and people. There's more conventions today than there's ever been.
And he was always over at DC when I was at Marvel, and vice versa. We were always passing each other.
And yes, Dwayne's a pain. It was SodaStream, I think. I think it was one of those. Ian Saint asks, what was the reason for Camelot 4005 portfolio?
I just loved the Legend of Camelot, and this fellow asked me to do a portfolio, and I was just beginning to get into painting, and so I decided to put it up, somewhere in the future, and went with it from there.
Nice. Ilya, safe travels. Jim, just to let you know, we're at 48,966. We're almost at 49,000, so we're almost at $1,000 since you've been on the air. Can we get another $1,034? Let's get it there for Jim.
Throw that money at it. Your kid doesn't have to go to college.
I think it's more like buy one less piece of art and back the artist. Buy one less piece of art and back the artist, because without the artist, we don't have the art. So you've got the Kickstarter link right there. Let's just get this going for Jim. Please, 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 please. I'm begging. I'm begging. I really want to get this as close to 50,000 as possible. We're almost at 49,000. Again, if you can't afford it, do not. But if you can, even at the smallest pledge level, every little thing helps. And Jim, is it true that the novel was done in markers because your hand was broke?
I dislocated a finger while I was playing volleyball. And so yes, it was all inked in markers, because in the morning I'd have to tape the pen into my hand and go out into the studio and work, and then untape it at lunch. And that's why it's all these short lines, because I just couldn't do anything sweeping with the markers. So it looks more like Mobius than me with the inking and that. But I just bought a house. I didn't have any choice in the matter. I had to get the job done.
And then we've got Mr. Redjack saying back the artist equals more artwork. So, and we've got Larsman saying his signed lithos will hang in a wall in Casa de Lars. That's awesome. All right, let's do this. Let's do our first 3 giveaways while Jim's on the air. Let's give back to the fans that are here today. Remember, guys, you can only win once every 30 days because we're doing so many giveaways. We want everybody to have a chance. Did you know what? Wait, before you start
Can I
that,
hit the draw button too? I haven't actually seen the cards yet.
you haven't seen the cards.
No,
Amy.
not yet. I've only seen the
No,
JPEG.
not you. Make sure Mariano sends these to Jim.
On it.
Jesus.
Okay, the greasy wheel, hey, or the squeaky wheel. Hey, okay.
Yeah, really. You need Amy needs to be the person you talk to. Amy. We're doing a T-shirt that says Amy is the boss because she keeps these shows going forward.
Oh my goodness.
All right, let's do the first draw. Everybody's hitting Dreadstar rules. Go ahead. Let's do it. Let's see who wins. CJ Design. All right, CJ. You get a pack of Dreadstar 40th anniversary trading cards. All right, if you can put CJ
Like a pseudonym.
Yeah, CJ's great. He's one of our biggest cheerleaders. I'm happy he got a chance to win. Let's see. Congratulations, CJ. Really happy for you. All right, let's draw the second winner. Eternals back in the house. All right, Eternals. Eternals, you get a pack.
Is that Mentor?
Huh?
Is that Mentor?
I think it might be.
Yeah, okay. That's right. I guess he would be an Eternal these days, yes.
All right, third one, Dreadstar, the book that started it all. From Jim Starlin's personal collection, certificate of authenticity from Spencer Beck of the Artist's Choice, signed by Jim. Check it out. Let's hit it now. Mickey, how are you, Mickey?
I'm betting that's a real name.
That is actually his real name.
Yes, I'm betting it is.
Yep. Mickey's at all the shows and he hangs out with Barry Kitson, I think. He's usually at Barry's booth. He's a huge Legion of Superheroes and Supergirl art collector. Congratulations, Mickey. And everybody, stick around at the end of the show. We're still going to do 3 more giveaways. Silver Surfer from Jim's private collection. We're going to do Shang-Chi, commission cover art, and a little bit of Kang and Timeless CGC 9.8. We'll be doing that in a little bit. All right, let's go, guys. Come on, a little bit more love. Just a little bit more love. Somebody asked when you and I first met. You would probably remember more than I. I think you probably regret the day. Amy regrets the day she showed up.
That's a loaded comment.
No, I think Jim and I met Jim. He wouldn't remember at a Great Eastern conventions when I would do those or creation conventions, but we started working professionally around 1993. We did the Creators Universe trading cards. You were you were with Malibu, huh?
I had hair back then.
You were working with Bravura, right? You were doing a Bravura series.
Yeah, Breed,
yeah.
Reprinting in a bound collection with Monkey Wrench also.
Nice.
I think that's the next Kickstarter.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Steve Lipsky in the house. Hey, Steve. Come
Hello,
on, guys.
Steve and I have worked together at a number of conventions.
He's a great guy. He's a really, really great guy. Can we get at least one more person to pledge? At least let's break 49,000. If we can't get to 50, let's break. Mickey back to Kickstarter. So that hopefully will be showing up in a second. Yay. That'll be great. So anybody else who can back to Kickstarter, that would be fantastic. Jim, outside of saying thank you really so much for being here. I know the fans enjoyed this incredibly.
I had fun too.
What's your next convention appearance?
I think I'm supposed to be in Lexington, Kentucky next at the end of March.
Okay.
Yes, and
you're not doing. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'm doing a bunch of them. Spencer Beck, who's my agent for these things, he's got a listing he sent me, but I couldn't tell you where. I know I'm going to New Hampshire sometime soon also, but other than that, I'm kind of a blurred on it. You know, I get on the plane, I look at the ticket, and I figure out where I'm headed, you know.
Ronald just chimed in and said that the Kickstarter's out of the sign books. That's a plus and a minus. I mean, it means, you know, thankfully that a few more are going, and
they're going to offer something where I'll sign some additional ones.
Nice.
We're talking about that today, so you know, they're going to work something out there.
Here's the thing, guys. Yes, we broke 49,000. All right, we went up 1,000.
Okay.
So if everybody else can just back it, you know what? Even first of all, remember one thing: you can back the digital
49,000. My next interview, I'll wear pants.
Just remember, everybody, even if you're watching this later, please hit it. But even if you're on a tighter budget, you can get one of the digital comics for $10. Everything helps. You know, if you could go on the higher thresholds, that's fantastic. But if not, even the lower thresholds are great. Comic Art Boston, I will not wear red pants. It would have to take a huge check to charity. Lars Man backed you at the $250 level, Jim. He got the 2 lithographs.
Wow. Oh, okay.
So that's awesome. No, there's a running joke. I wore a sweatsuit one day, so I had red pants, and like they put the camera towards me, and I ran out of here. So the running joke is now whether or not I'll wear red pants. And there's this one art dealer, Anthony Snyder of Anthony's Comics. Someone paid him $1,000 to wear a diaper at San Diego Comic-Con on Saturday, and he did it. But he cheated. He wore shorts under the diaper, so I don't think that counts.
I would think that diaper alone would make him socially acceptable enough to get in through the door.
Right? So Jim, thank you again. Thank you for giving us your time. I'm glad we got to promote this a little bit. I'm glad we at least got
incredible to meet you. Sorry for lingering in the background so much, but as soon as I heard you were going to be here, I'm like, I gotta at least say hi, because with everything that's going on in the Marvel universe right now, it's just an honor to say hi and thank you right now. It's huge.
Well, I've been busy looking at you more than Nick here during the whole thing, so you made it easier for me too.
You've seen my ugly mug for 30 years. You've had more than enough.
You're a dark shadow over on that side. She's this little black, little white. Your eye goes to something that's light in the picture.
Nice.
The Air Force actually did a study where you come in and looking at something, and you come in from the left-hand side, go across and down, and you stop with, and she's at one of the best places to be in the picture. She's at the most powerful position.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Jim, thank you again. And with the next Kickstarter, we'll kick it off and have you here again, and we'll do more. We'll have a lot of fun. Yes, Amy is being fangirling more than I am a fanboy. I will tell you guys this. You know what? I've been hyping this and talking about this, and I want to tell you guys, one of the reasons why I would really love to see you guys back this is what I said earlier. I've been a fan for over 40 years. I've been very fortunate in my life that I've gotten to meet Jim Starlin. I've gotten to meet a lot of great creators, and Jim is just one of the best creators out there. And we've worked with him, and when we did the Creators Universe trading cards, the fact that he graced the trading card series with other luminaries was a high point in my career. It was just fantastic that he would put a character on a trading card before it came out in the comic. The fact that I've gotten to know him all these years, we've gotten to work together. I can tell you, whenever he's done anything, when we did Battlestar Galactica and he did covers, it was just so perfect that one of the greatest creators known for Cosmic did a Battlestar Galactica series of covers for us. So, and Dreadstar really has meant so much to me. I kid you not, my 3 favorite books in the early 80s, I know I talked about Cerebus, but my 3 favorite books in the early 80s that really pushed the industry forward were American Flag, Dreadstar, and John Sable. To me, these guys were the 3 greatest creators doing independent work. So the fact that 40 years later, Jim is still doing it, still exceeding at the craft. I mean, look at the history of comic book artists.
Howard, yeah.
Very few artists still have the ability to draw and are still at their peak like Jim. I mean, Jim Starlin, Gil Kane, Joe Kubert. It's a very short list of people that have been in the industry this long who they're, you know, you get older, you know, as much as I love Carmine Infantino, you know, later in life, you know, the inkers had to do a little bit more of the work. Jim still, whether he draws it himself or someone inks it, still looks prime. So if you can back this Kickstarter, it would be fantastic. Let's keep allowing Jim to continue to do what he loves so that we can continue to enjoy it. And remember, without the comics and the art, without the comics and the artists, we wouldn't have the original art. So buy less art tonight. Spend less money on art. Spend money on the Kickstarter. Give the money to Jim.
Yeah, that way I can get a pair of pants.
Thank you, Jim. Really appreciate your being here.
All right, you take care.
Wonderful to meet you. Thank
Good
you.
to meet you too. Take care.
You're right, Lars, man. Death of Captain Marvel, Claremont's God Loves Man Kills. Yeah. So, and Dreadstar. So, everybody, please, 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 let's.
Well, he's gone. I'm out. But seriously, that was really special. That was so special.
It was fantastic. So let's see where we're at right now. We jumped up to 49,066. This is good. Every little bit helps, guys. Every little bit helps. So I'm going to let you guys decide. Should I show the art? Should we go on with the show, or should I save the art till next week? Give me 1s if you want me to show the art. Give me 2s if you have family time and having Jim on the air was the most important thing. But before we get those answers, speaking of one great creator, we're going to talk about another great creator. Tomorrow, 2 p.m., Comic Art Live. Wes says next week. Comic Art Live, 2 p.m. tomorrow. Bill Cox is interviewing and having Klaus Janson on the air. And Klaus is bringing artwork on the air that has never been offered before. So please, 2 o'clock tomorrow, tune in to Comic Art Live with Bill Cox, with Klaus Janson, another living legend who I think Klaus has also been inking for 50 years and is still in his prime. But wait, there's more. Check out this week our friend Ruben the Collector, who has his YouTube channel. Ruben the Collector. He has Dino Morisi, one of the most well-respected and nicest fans in our hobby, who will be interviewed this Sunday. This Sunday. We don't have to worry about football, so it'll be at 8 o'clock. Let's also remember he's launching his new website next week. So make sure you tune in to Ruben the Collector, man. Check out his show Sunday night. Visit his new website. He's got some really, really, really big drops with Mike Perkins happening next week. We're posting in the chat the link to Ruben the Collector. And Jay, I may have missed it. Did you put a link for the Klaus Janson interview tomorrow as well? Let's make sure we cover everything.
Yeah, I did it backwards.
Okay. So this is Klaus Janson, and then we'll do Ruben the Collector. Poster art. Oh my God. Dino's Secret War sold for $813 20 years ago. Yeah, that does hurt. All right, a few people want me to offer some art, so let's.
Just a couple pieces. I got a movie to see in a little bit.
Amy has a life, so we're gonna go quickly. All right, we'll do some of the key pages. So Avengers 54, page 19. Blah 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 blah. 54, page 19.
It's also up on the screen in case you can't find it.
Thank you. All right, check it out. The Council of Kangs, $500. Really? This is only $500? Wow, that's nice. But
Or it's number page 19, right?
yeah,
It's 500 and then 400.
400. Hey, Comic Art Boston claimed Ruben. That means yeah, it looks like we're going to do a few more things. We're not going to go crazy, Comic Art Boston, but we also have the 3 giveaways. We got to do the 3 giveaways. Remember, Thanos' glove has 6 gems. We got to do 6 giveaways. Okay. Comic Art Boston was saying, is that a no to claiming Ruben? All right, so here we go, $400. Then I got to do this quick. Amy's going to the movies. She has plans with her family. She really did mostly stick around for Jim. That's not even a kidding thing. All right, Avengers 54, page 20, $600 page for $450. Let's trim this one down to $400 as well. So we'll do this one at $400. Let's see. Then we have. Oh, this is a killer page, and in more ways than one. Avengers 54, page 21, where Kang stabs the replica Kang. $700 page. We're going to do it for $500 tonight. So we've got that page. Everyone's going to the movies. So why don't we stop there on the Kang pages, and we'll do the rest of the Kang pages next week. And just as a teaser, this will be a page for next week. Check it out. Oh, Jason, the artist is Kieran Dwyer and Rick Remender. So the inks are by Rick Remender. Ruben said he have to claim his girls too. God. Dwayne DePayne, no spoilers. Yes, these are all inked by Rick Remender. And keep in mind, guys, Kieran Dwyer pages are shooting up. Captain America's are through the roof. So it's an eventuality that these will be kicking it next. And again, real quick, I don't know if Alberto's still here. Just check it out. The Captain America #1 cover by John Romita Jr. and Klaus Janson. Keep in mind, watch Klaus tomorrow. Let's see. Is Antonio still here? Antonio, give us proof of life. Give us proof of life, because I got a page of art with Captain America on it, and I don't want to show it if you're not here for it. No, Alberto, no. But I do have this Weapon X number 15, page 16. Check it out. Pure Ron Garney pencils. It is absolutely gorgeous. You got Deathlocks, you've got Spider-Man, you've got Iron Man, you've got Captain America. So what do we got this at? 500 tonight.
$299.
Claim, why not? Wow, I didn't know we went that low. But you know what? For Alberto, yes. All right. So one more that you might want, Alberto. Captain America #9, page 17. Check it out. Tom Palmer inks. Pop it up. I'll take forever. $4.99. This is gorgeous. This is absolutely gorgeous. So I don't think I could claim Ruben for $2.99. Man, especially not with his family. I'm missing some of the chat. I'm going to move this stuff along. Claim Alberta. So the Captain America looks like it's staying in my collection. Amy, look at what you. It's okay. It happens.
Because I didn't know this thing was back over here.
Yeah.
So there. Okay. Now it's working.
Yeah, Ron Garney has pulled all of his artwork off the market. Anything serious? Let's see. Wow. Larsman, yeah. Claim. Alberta. Tell you guys what, it's 8:15, and I'm sure a lot of people want to spend a little bit of time with their family. I think Comic Art Boston, he is overseas. We can bring all of this art back next week. Let's do the important thing. Let's do the giveaways. So did everybody, Alberto, maybe you could claim Ruben for 299 pages of Tom Grummett art. Amy has plans. Yeah, that should be the hashtag. Amy has plans. No. We're going to go with Jim Starlin rules. Is that what we did? Starlin rules?
Dreadstar rules.
Dreadstar rules. Let's see if we went up a little bit. All right, show the hashtag one more time. Show that hashtag one more time. Come on, everybody. Please hit that Kickstarter. Even though Jim's not here, it would be great to hit that Kickstarter. Put the Kickstarter link in again, please, Jay. Let's get this going. All right. These are the giveaways. Silver Surfer 47 from Jim Starlin's private collection. Certificate of Authenticity from Spencer Beck of The Artist Choice. Commission cover art Shang-Chi by Joe Del Beato and Mariano Nicieza. And Timeless CGC graded with Kang the Conqueror. So we will bring the artwork back next week to offer.
Makes it so much easier on me.
It does. We got to make it easy on Amy. She puts up with me all week. She needs to enjoy her night out. Let's see.
It saves us planning for next week because we do it.
It does.
We like literally a day. We gotta like pick almost everything, and then you still add on stuff.
Right. I drive her crazy. That's her polite way of saying I drive her crazy. Alberto, also let me know if you want a Captain America commission by Jim. He's opening up his commissions. So let's spin that wheel. Jeff Wedding. All right. It's a great day for a Jeff Wedding. All right. Jeff, let's give you the commission cover art of Shang-Chi. Amy needs hazard pay. All right. Let's spin that wheel again. Remember, everybody, you can only win once in 30 days. So we want to be fair to everybody. We do a lot of giveaways. So just throwing that out there. Comic Tropes. All right, Chris, congratulations. You get a Silver Surfer 47 from Jim Starlin's personal collection. Certificate of Authenticity from Spencer Beck of The Artist Choice. Congratulations, Chris. All right. And last but not least, Kang the Conqueror shows up. So let's do Timeless CGC graded 9.8. Mr. Easy Go Lucky. Hey, congratulations. So Mr. Easy Go Lucky. So Jeff Wedding gets Shang-Chi. Chris Comic Tropes gets Silver Surfer. And Mr. Easy Go Lucky gets Timeless. Nice. Very nice. Everybody, thank you all for being here. 82 people still watching. Thank you so much. I will leave it at, if there's anything anybody wants to see, I will pull that. Oh, you won the last one a couple of weeks ago. I didn't realize. Okay, we got to spin that wheel again. Thank you for being honest, Mr. Easy Go Lucky. We got to keep a better list. So, spin that wheel. We also got to learn how to pull people's names out. Dwayne's a pain. Dwayne, have you won within the last 30 days? Please let us know. All right, everybody. Thank you for being here. It's Friday night. You could be doing anything. The fact that you spent the night with us means everything to me. This is one of the favorite things I do every week and a great way to end Friday night. Thank you. As I always tell you guys, hug your loved ones. You really never know. You know, just a few weeks ago, we lost Lee Motor at 53. Jerry the King Lawler, a personal friend of mine, had a stroke. And, you know, you got death or you got other things that can happen. So hug your loved ones. Appreciate your family. Spend time with them. Take care of yourselves as well. Spend some time with yourself. The world is full of effed up stuff. So be kind to each other. Seriously, be really, really kind to each other. You know, between the earthquake, the war in the Ukraine, so much murder and everything, just everything that's happening. So just be a little bit nicer. Just always think the other person may be going through something worse than you. So, but do take care of yourself. 9 o'clock tonight, if you would love, we have Comics Unlimited from Tennessee. Nancy McCann, one of the oldest and best stores in the comics world. Give her some love and support if you can. Saturday night, 10 o'clock. Saturday, tomorrow at 2 o'clock, Klaus Janson, Comic Art Live. Your best platform is YouTube, though you can watch it on Facebook. Saturday night, 10 o'clock, only on Twitch. We have Taji Beats, the dance party. Nobody wants to see me dance, so I won't. Even doing this probably traumatized a few people tonight. Sunday night, 4:30, Latchkey Manifesto, Fat Jack's Comic Crypt. Please, if you can, show up and support them as well. That'll be great. They're going through a hard time, 4:30 to 7. By the way, keep Sunday morning. We also have Comic Tropes as an Indiegogo campaign that Chris will be popping up on this video. Please become a subscriber to Comic Tropes. It is one of the best YouTube channels about comics. Chris is a fantastic ambassador for the comics industry. Monday night at 5, we have Miss Jen interviewing some great creators. 6 o'clock, we have Comic Collectibles with Rex, John, Amy, and some schlub that shows up sometimes, me. 8 o'clock, then we have Jenna. 9 o'clock, you can call in with Kyle, and that is a fun show. Check it out, Monday at 9. Tuesday, 5 o'clock, Dan Wickline. 6 o'clock, we have our weekly review with Dan, Jay, Kyle, and sometimes Sean. 8 o'clock, we have Mint Hunter Comics. 9:30, we have Country Road. Wednesday at 5, we've got Dan Wickline again. 6 o'clock, Comic Collectibles. Oh, Tony Fleeks will be on Monday at 5 o'clock. Let's see, Comic Collectibles, Wednesday, 6 o'clock, 8 o'clock. I think we have the Writer's Hour. 9 o'clock, we have 360 Comics. 10 o'clock, we have Henri. Then on Thursday, we have at 5 o'clock, Dan Wickline. 6 o'clock, What's in the Box. And I am freezing on everything else. And then we will be back on Friday. Everybody, thank you very much. Love you all. And if you have not yet,
Fill out your forms.
And please put Jim's Kickstarter in one last time. Oh, and we will be live from Comics Pro on Thursday, which is great. Guys, love you all. Thank you. And thank you to everyone who is able to support Jim's Kickstarter. Again, means the world that you can support one of the greatest creators in the industry. Thank you all. Have a great weekend.
Great night, Rick.
Join the party. Head over to our link tree to find all the links for everywhere the experience is all the time.